Hi everyone, this is a real quick video on set 2 of the Simon Hurley Stellar inks. So I'm just going to tell you, these are the ones that he already had out and now they're replaced, or not replaced, I guess in addition, I'm not sure. But you have felt pads that are now turned into Stellar ink pads, which are the foam pads. So this one is Cookie Dough, Slippery When Wet, Tropical Tango, Crown Me, and Shady. So these were already out in felt pads. You can now get these in the Stellar ink pad, which are the foam ones, which you guys know I love. And I just put little stickers on there, which is less tapping because they're foam, they're spongy pads than felt pads. But I didn't buy the reinkers for these because from what I understand, it's the same ink formulation. So I'm going to use the reinkers that I already had in these. But I wanted to show you the new colors. There are 7 brand new colors and I got the reinkers for all of these. There's so many things you can do. So the first one is Love Bomb. And I just have a little flower stamp here, and that's all it is a light little tap. You don't press into it because again, that's a spongy ink pad. You see that, how that moves? And that's all you need is a nice little light tap. That is a muted dark red. I don't think it's as red as Bee Sting. Ooh, I actually have Bee Sting here, so we'll see here. Bee Sting is really dark. Let me get my rag here. And yes, I have a broken nail. I'm actually going to go on my way this afternoon and fix it. Okay, so here's Bee Sting for comparison. Yeah, Bee Sting is a much brighter, darker red. And I think a lot of these colors are more muted colors of the ones that are close to it. So you're getting a darker shade. So those of you guys who like to do layering stamping, can see the difference here. Let me get a pen and write that down. Okay, so this one is the new one. So you can see how this is more muted. This is like a dark red. That's more like a brick red. Okay, all right, let's look at Check Engine. Same thing, it's kind of a muted red, or sorry, orange. Guppy looks like it's going to be a little lighter. I guess it would be that Cheese Curls one. Where are my inks? I'm not going to get those out right now. Yeah, so you can see it's a little darker, but it's more muted. Again, I don't know how to explain it, like a little bit more of a gray tone versus the cheese one. So this one is the new color Check Engine. And this is Guppy. Okay, then we have Stupid Cupid, which is like a corally color. And I don't think he has this color in his collection. So this is adding a new color. The beautiful coral pink color. So you can see that's like a coral pink color. Let's see here. Iced Out is kind of a minty blue. Just for you guys, I'm gonna get my inks out and see how they compare to the felt ink colors. I know all of them have been slightly different. Okay, so we have Traffic Cone and Roar for our other oranges. Let's see how they compare. And these are the ones I haven't felt. Oh, Traffic Cone is a much brighter in your face orange. And Roar is a lighter tone of that. So you can see how Check Engine is a completely different orange. So this is the new color, and these are the existing colors. And these two come in Stellar pads. These two are still in felt. And I wanted to compare Iced Out to Minty Fresh, which again is still a felt pad. You can see that's a darker color, so it's a lighter version. So this is the new color. This is the old color, still in a felt pad. This is the Stellar foam pads. Okay, let's get to my best friend's favorite color, which is purple. This is a lighter purple. There's Crown Me, which is a darker purple. This is a lighter purple. We don't have this lighter purple. And this one's called Pompous. Very pretty. So very different from any of the other purples. And you can see Crown Me is a much darker purple. And both of these are now in Stellar ink. This being the new color. Okay, Ivy League really both of these surprised me with how dark they are. They are much darker than any of the other colors. So Ivy League is a really dark green. The other green that I like that's similar but not quite as dark is the new 4. And you can see both of these are new colors. The 4 came out on the set 1, and Ivy League is set 2. So for those of you guys who like greens, these are the 2 greens, much darker than the greens that he currently has in the set, which are a lighter green. There's Overzealous, which is a lighter green, and Fake Plant, which is like a medium green. So now we have 4 different colors of green. Plus Minty, if you count that as a green. All right, and then the last one is Loch Ness, which is really dark teal. Again, I think these are all very nice colors, but especially, for the fall, as you're starting to do more toned down, muted scenes. We do not have a color that's like this. This is a very dark teal. And there isn't anything currently in the collection to compare it to. Everything else is like blues. But there isn't a dark teal. So very nice to have that in the collection. So all of these are pretty muted colors. So Ivy League, very super dark green. 4 came out on set 1, which is a nice dark green. Loch Ness is a very dark tealish blue. It's not even like a navy blue. It's more of a teal. I'll stamp out Midnight Snack so you can see the difference. So you can see that's more greenish teal and that's more blue. I know my camera's not really showing that teal all the justice it gets, but it's a really dark teal, which is nice. So there you go. So right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 20, 22, 24 of the colors in Stellar ink. What I have done is as they replace the or come out with them. I don't think they're replacing them. I think he's still going to keep the felt pads. I'm not sure. But as they come out with the same duplicate colors that there are in the felt pads, I'm just buying the ink pads. And if it's a new color, I'm buying the ink pad and the re-inker, the refill. So there are only a handful of colors left that have to be switched over to Stellar. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So like 20 colors left that are still in felt pads. So if you collect them a little bit at a time, it's a little easier on the budget. And like I said, Simon said that they are the same re-inkers. So if you have the re-inkers for the felt pads, you don't need to buy those for the Stellar ink pads if it's the same colors. So that saves you a couple bucks as well. I'll have the links down below for Ranger and scrapbook.com. That's where I got my colors. And if you want to see my video on why I like the foam pads versus the felt pads, I will link that in the description for you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, post them down below. But I love these foam ink pads. Definitely makes it easier when you are stamping because it doesn't leave any lines. You can do so many different techniques with the re-inkers as well, like watercoloring and spritzing and things like that. They are dye-based inks, so you can color over them with alcohol markers or color pencils. They blend very nicely as well. But there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.